So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also, you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. So before we get directly into the main clip, right, I want y'all to just listen to this, right? Residents here expressed anger and frustration Thursday about the time it took for law enforcement to end an elementary active situation in which 19 children and 2 teachers lost their lives. Videos circulated on social media showing parents confronting police outside of the building. Quote, the police were doing nothing. And that was a statement by Mrs. Gomez, who, after learning about the active situation, drove 40 miles to Robb Elementary School, where her children are in second and third grade. They were just standing outside of the fence. They weren't going in there or running anywhere. State officials stated that the local police were at the school within a few minutes of the active situation, entering the building and exchanging fire with the suspect, but they were unable to gain access to the classroom where he barricaded himself and started firing back at officers. Mrs. Gomez, who is a farm supervisor, stated that she was one of numerous parents who began encouraging, first politely and then with more urgency, police and other law enforcement to enter the school. After a few minutes, she stated federal marshals approached her and put her in handcuffs, telling her that she was being arrested for intervening in an active situation.
Officer shot. We've heard that some law enforcement officers actually went into school to get their kids out. Can you talk about that?
Right, so what we do know, Vanessa, right now that there was some police officers, families trying to get their children out of the school because it was an active shooter situation.
Another one.
Right, so what we do know, Vanessa, right now that there was some police officers, families trying to get their children out of the school because it was an active shooter situation.
Another one.
Right, so what we do know, Vanessa, right now that there was some police officers, families trying to get their children out of the school because it was an active shooter situation right now. It's a terrible situation right now. And of course, just as we mentioned, the loss of life, it's just terrible. It's a terrible tragedy now that took place. But again, we got to keep acknowledging those brave men and women that actually were there on scene.
What you just witnessed is Lieutenant Christopher Alvarez admit that yes, while this was taking place, there were cops on the scene that decided instead of doing their job, I'm going to go for mine first. I'm going to be a parent first. I'm going to be a cop last, right? So while all of the other parents are basically out there being, barricaded back, not allowed to know what's happening with their kids, if their kids are completely fine and dandy, while those parents could not, if they, and a lot of them wanted to go in there and risk their lives just to go get their kids, police told them no. But yet you had other officers that should have been on the scene taking care of the situation, right? Participating in the situation, right? They decided that, oh, I'm just going to be a parent right now. I'm going to, skip past everybody, right? Because I'm a cop and I'm going to make sure that I get my kids out while your kids are left there to suffer. If this doesn't, in a sense, tell you how this system is, in a sense, ran and how selfish a lot of these cops are, I don't know what to sit up there and tell anybody at this moment in time. You had umpteen kids end up losing their lives. The most craziest part that I made sure to keep in was towards the tail end, where you heard him say, yes, we did have officers do XYZ, but we want to make sure we pay special attention to the officers that were on the scene doing their job, that were in the lineup. Notice how he wanted to wash over that whole situation. He didn't want to be accountable. He didn't want to be responsible for what it is that those officers did. He didn't want to place blame. He gave them excuses, if not just blatantly looked over. So everybody else gets to suffer as long as you're a quote unquote ordinary everyday citizen, right? But if you're a cop, oh no, there's no suffering from you. Make sure you got your uniform and your badge and you just go directly, you dart directly in there and dart directly out. That's all you got to sit up there and do. But like I told people before, this is America. This is America. I don't know how else to basically give examples or how else to basically showcase this to people.
Right, so what we do know, Vanessa, right now that there was some police officers, families trying to get their children out of the school because it was an active shooter situation.